All right, I don't know what happened, but I am back again. I am back again. I'm rejoining, so I'm back again. I was looking for a place to write the comment, and I am reading. I am reading A Day in the Park. A Day in the Park. So this is what I'm reading. I'm reading A Day in the Park. So let's start with A Day in the Park. It was a serene afternoon when Emily decided to visit the park. The weather was perfect, warm, but with a gentle breeze that made the day even more pleasant. As she walked down the path, she noticed a group of children playing joyfully by the fountain, their laughter filling the air. Emily found a bench under a magnificent oak tree and sat down to read her book. She opened it to a compelling chapter, completely absorbed in the story. Every now and then, she would glance up to watch the birds soar gracefully through the sky. A man nearby was walking his dog, who seemed enthusiastic about everything it saw. The dog wagged its tail with vigor, pulling its owner toward the small lake where ducks swam lazily on the surface. Emily smiled, feeling a sense of contentment. As she sat, she enjoyed the tranquil scenery. Suddenly, her phone buzzed. It was a reminder about her evening meeting. She sighed, not wanting to leave the idyllic park, but she knew she had to be punctual and couldn't stay much longer. With a reluctant sigh, she stood up and began her walk back, feeling grateful for the peaceful afternoon she had spent at the park. Now, you've listened to me read the story about Emily spending a day in the park. The vocabulary words that I used were serene, gentle, pleasant, joyfully, magnificent, compelling, soar, enthusiastic, vigor, contentment, tranquil, idyllic, punctual, and reluctant. I realize you are not able to see these words, but as you hear these words, if you are not familiar with the word that I have said, type the word in the chat and I will respond with an explanation greater than the one that I'm going to share with you now. So when you hear the word serene, it's a place that is calm and peaceful. There's no disturbance around. It's very serene. Where might you go and be in a serene environment? Perhaps in the synagogue or at a church or at the beginning of the movie. You don't want to disturb other people, so until the movie starts, usually it's a serene place. Gentle, it means that It isn't something harsh, something that is easily absorbed into a cloth or a skin. We handle babies with very gentle hands. Now we have pleasant. Pleasant is something that is nice and quite pleasing. Usually something that is pleasing to look at. Maybe a garden full of flowers, or the birds flying. I like to look at the hummingbirds. They are very interesting, and it's a pleasant sight to see. Now we have joyfully. This is being extremely happy. It's a feeling expressing or causing great pleasure and happiness. Magnificent. Magnificent is something that is amazingly beautiful. It's elaborate and very expressive. Compelling. Compelling is something that evokes interest. You want to know more, and you're giving your attention to this thing. Soar. Soar is what eagles do when they fly very high up into the air, into the sky. And that's to just go beyond the limits of what you thought were possible. You can soar by studying and passing the exam with great scores. Enthusiastic is yet another vocabulary word, and this means to show extreme and intense enjoyment of something. Playing with your kids. I'm very enthusiastic when it comes to interacting with my grandbaby. Vigor. Vigor means that someone has the ability to demonstrate strength and good health. Contentment. This is the state of just being completely happy and content. You want nothing more. Tranquil is very much like serene. You're in an environment that is free from disturbance. Nothing is interacting and interfering with your thoughts and your mind. Idyllic is extremely happy and peaceful. Punctual is a great word to learn, and this means that you are on time. When someone is expecting you to arrive at a particular place, you are there on time or even before. So you could use that word punctual. I was punctual today. I was on at 1. I was on before 1 p.m. Reluctant. Reluctant means that there's a hesitancy in doing something. You were reluctant, or I was reluctant to accept the responsibility for the actions that took place. Grateful. Grateful is feeling or showing appreciation for something. And the last word is peaceful. Peaceful, tranquil, serene. All of these are similes. This means that if you are in a peaceful situation, you are free from any disturbing behavior. The environment is calm and quiet. So there you have maybe 15 vocabulary words. No, you're not going to learn all of them, but instead of using words such as, let me go back through, a good example for serene, tranquil, and peaceful, instead of using the word quiet, you could use the word serene, peaceful, and tranquil. Those are nice words that you could use, and it adds flavor and color to your conversation. You may see something that is magnificent and you would probably think of easily, oh, that was great. But how much more weight does the word magnificent? That was not just great, that was magnificent. Then we have vigor. One could say, I expended a lot of energy to complete the task. Maybe I expended a great deal of vigor to complete the task. So it's just a matter of changing words that you use frequently to new words to increase your vocabulary and make your conversations with others much more inviting and exciting. I suggested that you maybe get an index card or a stack of index cards, write your vocabulary word on one side, the definition of the vocabulary word on one side, and then on either side, create a sentence or definition on both so that you can use these until you are very familiar with them and the words come to you at ease. So if you did maybe 50 cards every day for 7 days, you have a total of, let's say, 35 cards. 7 times 5 is 35. I would venture that you could learn 5 vocabulary words every day. Not just know the vocabulary words, but use them, be able to use them. And I'm not necessarily saying that you're going to use the 5 words in one single conversation. However, throughout the day, you should be able to, with practice, use 5 new words every day. And at the end of 7 days, which is 1 week, you will have a total of 35 words. And you do that for, let's just say, for a month. There are 4 weeks as my example. In a month, 7 times 5 is 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 2 is 14, 15, 16. So I believe that would be 168 words that you could learn in a month. Now, you're not going to use all of the vocabulary words, but you've used them, rehearsed them, played with them, interacted with them, that maybe 25 of those words will come to you easily as you're conversing with someone else. I hope that that tip helps. Again, please feel free to leave a comment. Another thing that you could do is, I said, of course, read regularly, and you could watch movies. And when you watch movies that have subtitles, write down the vocabulary word and practice using that vocabulary word. And as you're watching the movie, you will see the interaction between the characters and what you're reading, that you'll have a pretty good idea as to what the word means and how to use it once you see the word in action by the characters. You'll hear the word, you'll see the word, write the word down, look it up. Now that you see the word, you've heard the word, you've written the word down, now remember what the action was between the characters when they use the word, and you'll be able to do the same. I hope that this has been beneficial to a few people. I hope that you will be able to leave a comment in the chat. And this takes us to the end of today's session. Today's session has been broken up into 2 because I was disconnected, but I hope that you enjoyed. I will be here tomorrow, and until tomorrow, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.